Well, Bugsy, we're running the back of the pack here, Bugsy, and I think that's probably apropos. You know, Bugsy Stevens was the first person I ever saw who could carry on 4 and 5 conversations at the same time. It was a learned ability because everybody through his whole career wanted a little piece of Bugsy. You went to the racetrack and you wanted to be able to go home and say, I talked to Bugsy last night. And Bugsy would point at you and he'd wink and he'd throw a stone at you. You'd walk by and he'd grab your clothing. It was recognition, and that's all you needed, man. You were on top of the world. Bugsy talked to you last night. That'd be classic understatement to stand up here and tell you how good this guy was on a racetrack. I mean, you count his championships in 10, and that includes 3 championships back when Lincoln was president. And you count his victories in hundreds. Martinsville, Oxford Plains, everywhere he won. It should come as no surprise to any of us that Bugsy's last modified ride, the '87 fall final, was a media event. Because by then, all those conversations I'm talking about must have totaled in the billions. I suggest to you that he might have been New England's first auto racing media darling. Because I can tell you, I worked a little bit of public relations in my time, and we set up mythical battles for this dimwit with absolutely everybody. We set him up with DeCero. We set him up with Ray Hendrick. We set him up with Jeff Bodine, with Burgeon, with Bouchard, with anybody. If we could put people in there, Bugsy was the guy to do it, because Bugsy knew how to play to the crowd. One thing I'm sure about, though, we all wanted to be Bugsy Stevens. We asked Bugsy Stevens to define what being a modified person was all about, and damn it all, Bugsy gave us that. He showed us how to be a modified person. And I can remember one of the first stories I did, I believe I did it for you, Doctor. Bugsy Stevens once said to me, you can take Formula One, you can take Indianapolis cars, and you can take modifieds. Everything else is a step down. And I'll tell you what, I went to war a lot of times with those words. What was being a modified person? Like Bugsy says, we were all having fun, and anybody who wanted to join in was more than welcome. Bugs showed us how to be a modified person, and for that, if for no other reason, Bugsy, I owe you, and I trust all of us out there owe him. Ladies and gentlemen, my hero, Bugs Stevens.
Jesus, what do you say? Everybody's done such a great job yakking about everything. When you get up here, I'm going to go brain dead. But I see, again, still, I see all the guys up here getting these awards, and I think of all my friends that I raced with that have passed away. I think of Pete Hamilton at Daytona, winning that race at Talladega. I remember, matter of fact, Pete, I'm going to give you this one before we start. It's a reminder. I came in the first time I went that Superbird there in Charlotte. You were flying, you'd won Daytona, Talladega, everything. I go to Charlotte. He passed me 6 times in the race, and I came in 6th. And he says, how the hell did you do that? I'll never forget that as long as I live. Ernie and I, we go back to 1966 when Lenny and I finally started racing for the national championship. We didn't even know we were in it, and I remember Ernie was one of my good friends. I remember him cutting me off in some shit box he had there. Going 160 miles an hour. He didn't even know where he was, but he was going to win that championship. Is that right, Ernie? That old Ford you had, was it? But we all go back to one, and Rainey, I never had a chance to spin you out. You probably deserved it. I never got close to you. You were too good on dirt. The only guy I did really spin out that that I went after a few times is not here. He's working for NASCAR now. They all praised Eddie Flemke, and you can't praise Eddie Flemke enough. He taught me a lot. He taught Peter. Peter's one of his disciples. A whole bunch of us learned a lot from Eddie Flemke. One funny side of it, I'll tell you, is one night I remember, I shouldn't be telling you all this bull, but one night at Catamount, I think I was running for the championship up there, and I wasn't running quite good, and Eddie was banging me, and then he got by me, and then all of a sudden he's running all over the racetrack, and I got by him again, and then he banged me, almost got me around, spun me out. Coming off the second turn, I let him get up beside me, and I ran him off the racetrack. He and I were good friends. We always talked after the races before. He wasn't a good drinker like I was, but you know what I mean. I went over to him, and I said, what the hell are you doing, Eddie? I says, what are you doing to me? He said, you're going to kill somebody. I said, you know, Eddie, you told me to do the same to me as you want me to do to you. So I said, the story just turned around, Eddie. We're still going to be friends, even though I did what you taught me to do, you know what I mean? I thank everybody here. This is a great gathering. I never believed this. I was in one of these last week in New York. It was wild. Everybody got choked up same way. It's hard to believe the old farts would all come out and see it. The kids today don't even know most of us. Our names are still written on the wall at Thompson Speedway if they haven't painted them, you know. But I thank this great thing, and Miss Cody there and the crew that put this thing together. I've been reading about in there. Matter of fact, I can't get the money up to pay for my membership, but I guess I'll have to now. But it's so great to see everybody here. That's all right, Jack. You want to see the funny thing about this? That's a promoter. He gave me $2. My family been with me through the years, and the same bull. Oh, we all got to go through it. Got a wonderful family. I've got a million friends, and I'm only happy to say that I'm not afraid to walk to anybody and talk to anybody. If you don't like me, it's too bad. Too bad. Go play with somebody else, because I got a lot of friends that I like to play with, and there's not too many guys that can say I've stepped on their toes. Thank you very much. $3. $3.
You gotta go put it on over there, sir. You gotta go hang it up.
Thank you.
First time I ever got anything back from Bugsy.
First time I ever got anything from you.
Pete Zanardi says that the Bug Man probably defined what being a modified racer was all about. I think probably the greatest thing that, well, the two of them, like, this is like frickin' frack over here. One can't hear, the other one can't think. Okay, now we've hung it up, Bugsy. Now turn around, take Pete, and look at these camera people, remember? Yeah, right.
Jack, I don't know. ABC's done a
Bugsy got the other day, I mean, a while back, a doorbell rang, and Bugsy answered the door, and there was a snail there. Bugsy picked it up and said, damn it, and he threw it as far as he could. 2.5 years later, the doorbell rang again. Snail looked up at Bugsy and says, what was that all about?